So the lineup, they're about to be introduced. Patrick Stevens, well, his grandmother, I mentioned this yesterday, was killed tragically in a automobile accident last Friday, and he was going home for the funeral, and I would only assume that that's happened today. So he's been a great stalwart and very well known in Australia, comes out regularly and runs on our circuit and also trains, and that's bad luck for Patrick Stevens. So lane 2, Glen Smith, the Canadian champion. There's been a good result for him. When we think of Canadian sprinters, we think certainly of Donovan Bailey and Brunish Surin, but Glen Smith has popped up a bit, the 24-year-old. There's a vacant lane alongside of him, and he has the favourites outside of him. He's a real outsider here to go through. Ran 20.65. He was the 17th fastest. Here's Francis Obikwelu, just 20 years of age, same age as Matt Shervington, has run 20.05. He mentioned at the World Juniors when he was a youngster that he would probably go to the 400 eventually, but wisely he stayed here for the moment.
Interesting contrast between Obikwelu and Shervington. Shervington couldn't make the relay team for the Australians in the World Juniors. They got a medal, but he was on the sidelines.
Gee, a couple of years makes a big difference, but Obikwelu still going strongly, and so is Matt Shervington. Frank Fredericks, 31 years of age, champion from Stuttgart in 93, runner-up to Johnson in the 95, and then runner-up to Bolden in 97, and prior to that, runner-up to Johnson in 91. He keeps running into the great ones. He's had a lot of silver medals. He's been second in 2 100-metre Olympic finals. 5.24 Marlon Devonish, the second of the British runners, but in good form here. Just 23, was 4th in London in the Grand Prix this year. Commonwealth finalist in the 100 metres in Kuala Lumpur, and I think has a chance of getting through, mainly because the man on his outside, Ivan Garcia of Cuba, is not in the form that we've seen him in the past. There's Devonish. And Garcia was 4th in Athens and 6th in the Olympic final, and at his best he's a challenger for a medal, but he's back a bit this year. He's just off his form a little, maybe injured and coming through, but he'll be better in Sydney next year. So there's Garcia, the Cuban, in lane number 6. 27 years of age. Lane 7, Abbas of Poland, national champion, ran a personal best time in the quarterfinal of 20.32. So on times, he's the 7th fastest going into the last 16. He'd have a real chance. Hasn't really been here before, that's the problem with him. And Kevin Little, well, he's a remarkable athlete. Atto had a real smile on his face, Atto Bolden, when he talked to us about him. World Indoor Champion 2 years ago, 3rd in the American Championships this year, 7th in Zurich this year. And, well, he'd fancy his chances. He's a very, very good starter.
World Indoor Champion, so he knows what it's all about at this level, and he has the thing that all athletes look for from their competitors, and that's respect, and he has it from Frankie Fredericks and Atto Bolden and Maurice Green. Urbas was unlucky in the quarterfinal. He was up against Fredericks. Obikwelu, he finished 3rd in 2032 and then got drawn in lane 8 here.
So if Fredericks is stretched here, let's see what he's got. It'd be a huge upset for him not to qualify. He'd have to be injured not to get through here. He's got a bit on them, except for maybe Obikwelu on what we've seen, but certainly historically he's the prime athlete by a long shot in this one. So Frank Fredericks in that middle lane in the second semi-final of the men's 200. Almost set. Obikwelu next to him. Clean start. Fredericks away pretty well. Obikwelu got a good start out wide, little away well, and Urbas got a terrific start. Garcia well back early. Obikwelu's gone straight past Fredericks, interestingly. Frankie could be in trouble. Look at Obikwelu well away. Fredericks has to grit his teeth. Urbas is up there. Fredericks may just get through. Obikwelu, little will qualify as well. Obikwelu, 1984. The fastest time in the world this year. Nobody's run as quick. That has changed the complexion of this final dramatically. That has given Maurice Green something to think about.
And he's absolutely astonished. Obikwelu, he has seen the time, 1984. Look at the face. He cannot believe it. He's moved into the top 10 all time. What a run.
It's legal, 1.7 behind them. Well, you thought that Frankie was in trouble here because Obikwelu took him. We're seeing a new star here. we've seen somebody really emerge out of the pack. We've been talking about him. He just went straight past Fredericks. He's so relaxed. Urbas has broken 20 seconds. Urbas has broken 20 seconds, the pole, but Obikwelu actually switches off. And Little's run a really quick time for him as well. Little's run 20.10, his best ever, but this is a really big run, a really big breakthrough.
Well, we said before the race that we thought he might take some time off his personal best, but to go from 20.05 to 19.84 is unfair on these competitors. Fantastic news for him. Such a superb runner. We said he was majestic. He was here. 1984 he's run. He's still got a little bit left in the tank.
Yes, a dramatic semi-final. In fact, it's been a dramatic day, full stop in Seville.